Good morning, traders. This is Joseph with Smart Money Traders. Thank you for being here. I started this stream really late today. I'm having some issues still with ES. Yes. Today we're just gonna look at NQ and possibly LE. Looks like LE here. It looks like we're going lower. Let me just get into the disclaimer. This is for educational purposes only. This is not a recommendation to buy or sell any futures contract or foreign exchange. This is just me. I'm thinking out loud, trades and process, and then maybe you can learn something, a thing or two about trading, or even just being trading is very lonely. So that's one of the reasons I do this, so we can trade to, you know, have a community of people trading together, looking at the market together, because this market is all about perspective. You may see one thing, I may see something else. So let's just really help each other in that sense. So with that said, I'm gonna look at this market here again. My ES, it's been doing this all morning trying to fix it. That's one of the reasons I'm so late today. So with that said, let's look at this market together. LE here, for whatever reason, ES is not working. All right, we're gonna look at this market here. We're looking at this market's going higher on NQ. Now NQ, if we trade NQ today, let me see. Yeah, same thing is happening. I mean, everything is working except ES. That is so strange. But definitely, for me here, this is a pullback on NQ. This is what I would call a pullback here. If we get a bar up, we might wanna. I'm gonna trade one contract on NQ. Got a bar up here, we may go long. But this is very, very extended. Really, when I look at the 30-minute bar from 10 o'clock here, we went from 249 for 200 points on that. So seeing this here can definitely be. Now if you're watching, for whatever reason, also my streaming software is acting up. So today really wasn't a day that I wanted me to stream, but I still fought through here and say, hey, we got to stream, even though it's not gonna be starting on time. Or having some technical difficulties with the ES. So because of that, I'm gonna change this to LE. Yeah, LE looks like he wants to go high. So right now we're looking at NQ trying to go lower. Again, we understand the context here. The context is, hey, we had a down move all night and we got one candle that went higher. So could this candle have been a retracement from this move from all night? So looks like that's what's happening right now, because right now they're selling off. So if we get a pullback here, we may go short to really go here and change this to NQ. Everything is not really strange. Make sure I'm live here. Let's see. So let me just do a test on the chat here. Are we going back higher here on NQ? That's a good question here. I have to change everything in NQ to look at NQ. Usually, if you've been watching the stream, I usually look at ES primarily. It looks like we're going higher here. LE here. Yeah, this is definitely a down move in LE. Well, it started really going sideways and then they push it down. This is live cattle. It's a much slower instrument. It's not as crazy as NQ. I mean, nothing is as crazy as NQ. So, well, as you can see, NQ here is going higher. And on top we have YM. Again, let me know what you're trading today. Like I said, I'm really, really late here, but the late than never. I wanted to stream anyway. ES is giving me some issues. If you go here, my ES is kind of stuck. Nothing is working. If I go to my data, come 58. It says 58.44.5 here, but nothing is changing, and the chart says something else. So we're just gonna have to. Now we have a close. We have a close here on the almost at the high of the candle, meaning this is a strong market. Should really be looking for longs now, but knowing the NQ, this is a big candle, so a pullback toward the middle of this candle is definitely possible. If that happens, we may try short here to again, it's going to be kind of trend, but we're definitely at a resistance level right now. Seeing this, we may see a pullback here. Knowing that, we may try to. Oh, I think we missed the entry here. Pullback is definitely in play here. So pullback would be in order. See if we can look at the NQ here. Definitely, we can definitely see pullback coming here. We'll be very careful here too, because we going higher. We're gonna go this here. If we go, we're gonna go short here. Again, we know this is kind of. We know exactly what we're doing here. This is definitely can go south on us here. At 15 points, we're gonna go to break even. And we might do it before that. Let's just go to break even right now. Exactly, we will break even. So we're looking for 30 points. Again, 30 points on the NQ is almost nothing nowadays. So let's see if we can get there. Yeah, there you go. Q could be a one and done trade for us today. Again, we don't usually trade the NQ, but we know how to trade it. Let's see, can we survive this pullback? Because the thing with the NQ, if you go close to it, it's gonna come back and tag you out. Even here, see that? We're up almost 20 points and they came back and tag us out. To try this again here to the downside. Maybe not. Maybe that was the only pullback they were gonna give us here. Try this again. Let's see. There you go. Once again, we're gonna see if we can think here. Could be a place we'll go break even here. Let's go break even right here. There you go. So we're at break even. Can we get down here? Make it 30 points here. Tell me you're gonna tag me again at break even here. But that's okay. If this happens, we just know, hey, it's not ready to go down yet. There you go. Q is gonna be jumping up and down here. So what I may do here, if we go to the negative bar here, we're gonna move it. We're gonna capture some. There you go. We'll capture about 8 points here. If we drop it here, I just want to get next for 8 points, and there you go. He got my target. Trading the NQ is not for the faint-hearted. That's for sure. Trading in general is not for the faint-hearted. But we got 30 points on the NQ here with one contract, and with ES acting up and stuff, we really not gonna try to force this market today. Again, we knew this was a counter trend trade. We took it because, that's what the situation, the moment called for. Because we were at a resistance. Make this bigger. This whole band is a resistance right here, and we overextended, thinking, hey, we're gonna get 30 points here as a retracement. That big candle on the 30-minute was 200 points, 200 plus points. So I'm like, yeah, typically on a big candle like this, NQ is going to come back toward halfway. Usually, doesn't always happen, but usually it's going to come halfway toward that big candle. So I think there's some more movement to the downside here that's possible, but we just may not trade it. In the meantime, when we look at LE here, LE is reversing, goes to the VWAP. So if we get something to the downside here, we might trade L10. So we come back to 95.10 here. LE could be a trade that we take. But as far as NQ, I think this is a one and done for me. It's if I don't trade this anymore. Again, there's more possibility here to short the NQ. But at the same time, when I'm looking at this here, it's showing that it may just blow through this high. So just gotta take what the market gives you at the time that it gives it to you. So I think as a matter of fact, I think I might have NQ. My minimum stop is 10 points, which is 40 ticks. 40, I'd say 15 is my emergency stop. Usually I start with 15 points, but NQ is it's very volatile. So if I'm trading NQ, I'm not gonna give it no less than 10 points, which is 40 ticks. Because anything else, it's usually call for your trade for your stop to be taken out, and then usually it's gonna go your way. So my lab cattle is going higher, so we're gonna cancel this order. I just wanted to show you NQ on a different chart, which is my Raptor. Again, this is what we did. We enter here the first time. It never came, it didn't come back out, and they give us, that was a break-even trade. Now enter again, short, then they give us the 30 points we're looking for. Now, as expected, we could expect a deeper pullback, but it's not happening. Now it's going higher. So definitely, this is trade you looking to go. We're looking to go long here on NQ. If you were to trade NQ again, but NQ is definitely something you got to give it a point. Now, if you're scalping on the lower time frame, you can get away with 5 points or 20 ticks. If you're scalping on the small bar or you're just looking for a few ticks, but if you're looking for, usually when I'm trading NQ, because it moves so much, I'm looking for like a nice move like we just had earlier here. That was a nice move, 30 points, 120 ticks. So we can definitely deal with that. Now we clearly going higher. Again, I was shorting NQ knowing that it was a counter trend trade. It was a more risky trade. But, it is what it is. Now we're looking at YM up there, which is another instrument that I need to come back and look at again. YM definitely is more orderly. It's more orderly than NQ. So that's another thing we got to look at. But ES right now, my ES is frozen. We can't trade ES. For whatever reason, it's not showing anything. I'm not even sure what the reason is. I can try to see if I can do like a reload data, historical data. Let me see. But I don't know if that's going to help or if that's going to hurt. But Terry, let me know when you trade NQ, what is your stop? Just let me know what is usually your stop and targets for NQ. If that's what you trade, let me know what else you trade besides NQ. I mean, NQ again, I usually have it on so I can see how it's going. I trade it sparingly, like on a day like today. ES is not working. We got NQ, but let's see if ES will be. I'm reloading the data here and try to see if it's gonna work. With that said, here NQ is going lower. It looks like. Is it because I'm loading ES? Everything is frozen. Okay, yeah. NQ definitely is pulling back. This was resistance. Remember, this was resistance. So now it has a good possibility to turn into support. So that just it came right back to it. Now it's going high again. It bounced 20 points already. NQ is definitely one of those things that when you're trading it, there's some issues with ES, so I'm not gonna even try to play with it now. Looking at gold, that's another thing that sometimes I look at. Gold is almost like going sideways here from what I can see here. Yeah, this is a range gold is giving us here for the last 17-20 minutes. But it looks like we're going low on gold. Data lag, yeah. Not sure. My data lag is fine. It just ES doesn't work. Everything else is fine, as you can see. I don't have any data lag, but ES for whatever reason is not working. So he said stop 50 ticks on NQ, target 100 ticks by that trail. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, definitely. If you want to trade ES or YM, I would definitely recommend it because NQ can be very exciting to trade. I understand why people want to trade NQ. It's exciting. You can make a lot of money quickly, but also you can lose a lot of money quickly too. So you definitely want to be. Timing on NQ is very. I mean, in trading in general, timing is always important. But if I trade NQ and YM, if I on YM I may be off on my timing a little more and still make money because it's not gonna move as fast. But NQ, if you off on your timing, you're gonna immediately lose money because it moves so quickly that you don't have a chance to really think about it for a second. When you get that new high on NQ, if you didn't move your stuff to break even after a few points, it's gonna come back and tag you out. If I were to show you the same chart on YM, the pullback is not as pronounced. Or an NQ, you're gonna have bigger pullbacks. Look at this pullback here. This is about 189 ticks. So let's look at the same pullback on YM. When does the pullback happen? This pullback happened from 1041. This is a less than a minute. Okay. Now let's look at YM. At 1041, what happened on YM? Yeah, we had a pullback on YM. So what's the pullback on YM? 32 ticks. So this is what I'm talking about. On the same period of time on NQ, you had almost 200s. That's basically about almost 6 times as much, six times as many ticks on NQ than YM. So you had to pull back about 30 ticks on YM, and you had to pull back on NQ for 189 ticks. So which one do you want to trade? So here, if I went long here and I had a 40, let's say I went along all the way on top here, and I got a 40 tick stop or 50 tick stop, I'm still good. I'm still in this trade. But NQ, you're definitely out. You know, so you're definitely out. So YM definitely can be the more orderly. I mean, you're definitely not gonna make as much money. So to compensate for that, you can double your position easily on YM compared to NQ. If I'm trading one contract on NQ, sometimes I can even get away with trading 3 contracts on YM because it's not gonna move as much. Because as you can see, the NQ really is a crazy animal. It's a beast. So just know that, hey, when you trade in NQ, those wild swings will happen. ES definitely, because I trade order flow quite a bit, I look at order flow analysis. That's why ES, for me, it's probably the better one, NQ and ES, because order flow in NQ is fine, but it doesn't mean as much. Because when you look at the ladder, you know, got 2-3 contracts at a time on NQ, and ES you have 100, 150, 200 contracts. So you can see things like absorption or the delta. The deltas mean more on ES. Let me just say that. So with that said, as a matter of fact, I think I might, if I can add and do why. No, why? So ES is not working for whatever reason. Is ES? No, it's not. This price is not moving. All right. Yeah, right now, NQ is kind of on a stalemate here. As you can see on the 30-minute chart on the right, at the bottom right, this candle is very indecisive right now. But we're fortunate enough to get a couple shorts. One of them a break-even trade, and the other one, yeah, for whatever reason, my ES is not working. So I don't know. Look at this. Nothing's moving on ES. Looks like we're getting a reversal here on NQ. Even I'm looking at the YM up there. YM looks like he wants to go lower. Once again, this is a support zone now because again, this was a resistance. Was resistance. Now you broke it to the upside. Now you broke it. You know, this is probably gonna happen for a while here. If we get down below here, that could signify that we may go lower. But at the moment, I think the uptrend is still in play for me. Yeah. Definitely. Right now, we're on a downswing. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the short was definitely nice, and especially we got to a target and we reversed. That's why sometimes also trading to a target is good, but you know sometimes you may leave money on the table when you trade to a target because we got the target, then boom, and bounce and turn around. So that's something we gotta keep in mind here. Now the trend is definitely officially kind of down because we're below those clouds and we're going lower. But in the big picture, still kind of leery to go short here, especially it's already moved this much. You may definitely find some support in this line here at 33 and a quarter. So going higher here is definitely a possibility. So let's see. Or could this be a pullback? So there you go. Got more sellers coming in here right now. Just looking at my other charts here. Yeah, sellers are definitely getting aggressive. If they take this low out, 415, we may even go lower. So let's wait and see here. At the moment, should looking for shorts here. But again, I think I'm one and done for you for NQ. Because right now, this could be inducing some selling so they can squeeze them. So the shorts may get squeezed here, but also we may get completely down mode here. See this NQ is definitely overextended, so we may get a push down here. That's the thing with the NQ. When they flush down hard. Think about it for a second. From the time this candle closed, that was 6 seconds after 1041. By the time we get this reversal candle is 37 seconds after 1041. This was about 31 seconds. They went down almost 200 ticks. It's kind of wild. Here right now we're kind of ranging If I go to current price, we see here, we're just ranging here in this area. So which tells me they're preparing a move, violent move, either to the upside or downside. Now, if I were to be trading here, when I look at this area, it's ranging right now. I'll be looking at the bigger picture. It's been going up. To me, this is more like a pullback. They might want to go higher again, but also they may go lower and pop some more. So they may go lower here. Big picture, I think we're bullish still. So let's look at this fib level here. So it came back to 38.2. So typically, if I'm trading NQ, I usually look for pullback at least, or 50% pullback from that move, from this bottom to the top. So we may see some more down movement here. So, but right now it's a stalemate, you know. This is another thing with this market. You gotta know when to stay out. Like right now, I would never try to take a position in between this range, because we don't know exactly where it's going here. This market is ranging, so we let it range until it shows you a more definitive. Again, in the short term, the bears definitely looks like they're in control here. Yeah, there you go. So with this break, if it comes back, sometimes what they're gonna do, they're gonna come back to the area that they broke. Now they're not coming back at the moment. There you go. If they come back to here, 30, then you may think about a short. But right now it's overextended. We can definitely see this market. Just in the short term here, we're seeing this pullback. Right, let's see if we can go back up there. If we go back up there and turn around, that definitely could be a short setup, or maybe not. They keep pushing it down here. So, but at the moment, we're bearish. Definitely what I want to be trying to buy right now. It's not in the buying. It's not in the buy. Definitely trying to go lower here than the NQ for now, which is understandable. This was due for a pullback. It's a big candle here. Some people definitely didn't get to participate in the up move. Now, some people are probably buying to go higher. And also, we're getting close to the VWAP, which is a number people wait to buy or sell around. So the VWAP here will be an interesting 59, 380. Let's call it 380. Sorry, 360. So we may go back here to this band here and see what happened. Looking at the YM on the top. So right now at the moment, it's if it gets there and give you a U-turn here, definitely tempting to go short here. That definitely should serve as resistance. But it may just go and blow through it as well. So we don't know. So yeah, approach it, starting to sell. I think we may get a retest here. If you get a retest, I get a retest here too. 433 might be. Let me go there and retest that 433. Could be a resistance here. So you know, here if you just sell here, you're in trouble because now your stop probably up there. Because I am up, I'm just gonna see if we can get something down here. Because we get to the 433, cancel this order. This order is gonna be canceled. It's not showing. Because the thing is, when the market's moving your way, you want it to do it quickly. But right now, it's kind of dancing between the two. So, yeah, there you go. So that could be it's resuming its march higher here. This candle just on the 30 minutes. Let me delete this. The 30 minutes, the open and the low are the same. It looks like 31. So that just tells me, hey, the buyers are coming back in here. So yeah, looks like we're going higher here. I think to go long, but I think I'm gonna stay with what I said here, which is make it a one and done as far as taking positions on NQ. LE, on the other hand, looks like it's kind of playing around here. It looks like it's reversing completely here. LE's going higher. So the thing with live cattle, I mean, you're gonna have movements like this sideways at the open, or sometimes it's gonna go straight up or down at the open, but when it picks a direction, it's pretty nice. Like here, this pullback here. And we're not talking just in hindsight here. We're just talking about, hey, this is our live cattle trade. Give you this, give you a pullback, you'll go here, you make some money. pull back again, you go here and make some money. Now, when this happened, and I'm looking at this from a technical aspect, this trend line here got broken. So when this trend line got broken, you know, so breaks it, came back and tap it on the other side. The next one you go higher. Now in between here, this particular candle, even though this candle formed like this, because the thing with this Unirenko candle, the pullback is inside the candle. So a candle like this, there was a big pullback on it. So this one less of a pullback. This one has a big pullback. So here could be an entry right here, if we're trying to be aggressive. But it looks like we got into a pivot. It looks like it trying to sell off right now. So the live cattle opens at 9:30 Eastern and close at 2 p.m. PM Eastern every day. It's a very short. Same thing with this is soybeans. That's another market that can be kind of orderly. He ranges a bit, but this market, $12 tick is not gonna kill your bank. You can definitely get away with a 2-point stop on soybeans and be okay. Which is like 8 ticks. The soybeans right now, if I were to go long at 24.25, my stop would probably be down here, maybe 3 ticks. It's just 3 points, so which is way less than you would have done in NQ. Again, NQ is very sexy. I understand the fascination with people, especially people that just started trading and they start trading NQ like, there's a lot of movement. But look at GC. But down here we said GC was ranging. Now it's going higher. We're above VWAP. It looks like we're going higher here. Again, there's still a range here in between those levels. Unfortunately, ES doesn't work today, so we're just going to have to trade what we have while we can. We traded the NQ. Fortunately, it was successful. I say fortunately because the NQ is so wild that you could be right in direction if your timing is not on pin. If your timing is not really right on target, you're off a little bit. You're gonna suffer. Right now, could this be move continuation to the downside here? I think it's possible. It's possible we go lower here. Yeah, so it's 11:05. So 11 o'clock, usually 30 minutes before the London market closes, this market usually goes to the downside, especially if it was up like this, because we had a big up from 10 o'clock up. So people right now, it makes sense for them to be cashing the cover, get out of the longs. So seeing it push down here is definitely making sense timing wise. And also based on location where we are in the market. So based on where we are here, we definitely could see a push down here. Another way to trade NQ2, you don't have to trade the whole contract, the full contract. You just trade. When I said the full contract, I'm talking about the E-mini contract. You don't have to trade the E-mini contract. You can trade the micro, which is 10%. So instead of each tick being $5, and with the micro, each tick is 50 cents. So that's another way to push this market. Then you can have give it more room, because a lot of times if you're trading, for example, here, if I were to enter short here, the safest place to put my stop would be above this wick, which is at 85. Which is about 40 now it's 40 some points. If I'm trading mini, that's basically $800. But if I'm trading a micro, that's $80. So, based on your bankroll, how much is bankroll? Based on your good morning, Jimmy. Based on what you have as far as capital, $800 may be very little or maybe much. So trading micros can definitely be one way to deal with that, because you can make pretty good money trading micros. Good morning, Jimmy. Yeah, exactly. You can trade in quantity too, and then you get to scale out or scale in based on whatever you want to trade. Jimmy, my ES is not working for whatever reason. My ES is just stuck. Nothing works on the ES for me. So I traded NQ today, and traded NQ when we were up here, thinking, hey, this is a big candle. It's gonna give us a pullback. So based on that premise, I shorted NQ right here, and I know you're gonna pull your hair. I was up about 20 points here, I believe. Even more. I think. Where's my entry? My entry was at something 5 here. Where's 5? 45, I guess. And I was up. I was at break even. It came back and tagged me break even. Then I enter again with a different. When I see a negative bar on the Unirenco, then fortunately I got my target. So for NQ, I think I'm gonna. Oh, okay. Yeah. So basically, NQ looks like he wants to go higher here again. But yeah, this is my trade. Not 2 trades for the day, and I think as far as trading NQ, I might be done. Right now, NQ is going higher. This is the thing with NQ. If you can time it right, what's my total now? I got 60. I got 30 points, which is 120 ticks, one contract. So NQ is definitely something that, as I was about to say before NQ is definitely, even in the pullbacks, you can make some good money in NQ. Look at this. This is all a pullback, really, on the big picture. When you look at the 30-minute, NQ is still kind of to the upside. I mean, just answer you. And I answer you, Jimmy, in the chat. So, yeah, NQ, even in the pullbacks, you can make some good money. Look at this. Look at this here. So right now, we're looking to go higher in NQ. But I wouldn't try to be buying it because this was a resistance level right here. So that's approaching that until it kind of breaks that and maybe come back to it. I think we have room. If we come back to this fair value gap, which is a 2,000 tick fair value gap, we may come back down here and do that double pullback. I usually talk about this on the stream. This is where the market goes, gives you a pullback. I get a ray here. I want a regular line. So it gives you this, comes back this way, maybe here, and give you a real higher move. So we may see this right now in the NQ. So yeah, seeing a move higher here is definitely highly probable. On NQ here, I think we're definitely on the bullish side. That doesn't mean the NQ cannot tank either. That's the thing with NQ. You don't know. Now, there's a trend line right here. I'm interested to see if they're going to come back and test that. That'll be interesting to see that. They can come back and test this trend line and go. I do believe that I'm going to stick to my guns and my plan here. I'm just watching and looking around with you guys. Because, yeah, let's see what they do with this trend line. And there's another fair value gap right here. But they use this as a bounce point here. So the close at 58. If they go above 57.5, that's gonna be a bullish candle. 58 here could definitely be an entry to the upside. Yeah, there you go, 58. So we're at 58.75. There you go. Again, I'm not telling you to go long here. I'm just observing, thinking, hey, right here could be a long entry right here. Stop below here at 43. Typically my emergency stop on NQ is 15 points anyway, so 58 would have been a nice entry here for me if I would decided to trade it, but I'm not trading this anymore. Now I'm gonna stick to my one and done in NQ, and definitely if you got here 658, you're taking some heat here, probably about to be taken out. Because if it doesn't go up right away, that means you're wrong. Right now you're out of this trade. That's why I don't. Right now, definitely looks like it wants to go lower. Or is it that pull back to get people short and go higher? We don't know. Let's see. We're going to see how it goes. Put NQ up here. Let's look at NQ and NQ together here on 2 different charts. So at the moment, NQ is looking like it wants to go lower here. Look at those wicks on the 30 minutes. We're definitely seeing some selling here. Look at my order flow chart. Again, order flow, I give it. Yeah, definitely there were some trap traders on NQ here too. Around 56, 58. Definitely a move down here is likely. And this trend line that was support at one point, now it may serve as resistance. Same thing happened with trend lines too, because a lot of times people say, oh, it's only horizontal support and resistance. It works like that, but also diagonal support and resistance, like a trend line, will serve as resistance. This is what we're seeing right now, but that may go. I guess if you were along here, they come back and tag you out, and now they're going higher. This is a cat and mouse game they're playing. So on the Raptor, like a yellow bar like this means there's a stalemate going on. Now the sellers won. Now again, now the buyers are, if it's blue, the buyers are in control. If it's like yellow like this, nobody's in control. Now the sellers are back in control here. You know what? One thing that I don't have here, I don't have my GAGA counter, which I need to contact Indicator Warehouse because it keeps disappearing after a while. I got to reload my script, which is fine, but the GAGA counter definitely helps to see, especially when to enter the market is obviously what you want to use it for, but also when not to enter the market. Because if you have a neutral GAGA counter, meaning you don't have a clear winner, I mean, which side is winning. So sorry, it's loading here. The GAGA counter, since we just loaded it, it's gonna be, it doesn't have much data in it yet, but because it's only used real-time data, it doesn't go back historically. But yeah, right now this GAGA counter is very neutral, but it wouldn't surprise me if it goes red pretty soon if that down movement continues. GAGA counter is very neutral right now, so engaging here wouldn't be the best time. It helps you time your trades to enter, also not to stay away, because right now it's, definitely looks like the sellers are winning right now. We're going to start getting that histogram because we're starting to have enough data now for the histogram. So when that needle is in the red, you want to favor shorts. When it's in the green, you want to favor longs. So like right now, we can see that needle tilting toward the red. It's not fully red yet, but it's definitely going into the red. Like something happened with this data here too, because this is not moving, but my other screen is moving. What's going on? Yeah, this is not moving at all, but my other screen is showing NQ is at 1920. Yeah, this is the kind of day I'm having here for data wise. Good thing I wasn't trying to trade this. NQ is way down. It's way lower than NQ's at 400. See, this is the kind of stuff that when it happens, let me see. NQ. All right. Looks like I'm going to end the stream here because NQ is not working. Let me see if, all right, give me one quick second. I got to step away for a second here. Okay, I'm back. NQ is not moving because of that here. I have the same trouble today. Can't trade it. Not sure. So I guess it's not just me having the issue. NQ just stopped. Nothing's working. Same thing with, LE's stopped too. Nothing. GC. Nothing. So it's my whole ninja that's locked up right now. The whole ninja trader is locked up. So with that said, thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for your support. And I'll be here tomorrow morning. This coming Sunday is my birthday, so that'll be. I'm gonna add another around the sun. Yeah, MNQ's it's at 400. Definitely, it's at 400. So I know my thing is not working right. So I just know. Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, Sunday was my birthday. Tomorrow will be my last stream being this age, and Sunday I'll be a new age. So with that said, thank you so much for being here, and take care. Be careful out there. Something that sometimes with trading, you can always look at what you have missed on, but also what it could always be worse, because if I was trading NQ right now, I don't know what I would be doing. Obviously, I was trying to go. We thought about NQ going lower because it broke this trend line and came back, and the momentum was to the downside. But thank you, Jimmy. I hope I live till 100. That would be awesome. But yes, so I'm glad I didn't get engaged on NQ because, as you can see, everything is blocked. So with that said, I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you so much once again. God bless. Take care and be careful. Bye-bye.